I'm either one of the dumbest, ignorant dealers in the world, or I know what I'm talking about when I explain what these coins are. Stay tuned to find out what I'm talking about. So first, for those of you who don't know, here's my website, portsmouthcoinshop.com. And for those of you who already know, just let you know that I have more inventory up, and more inventory is coming up for the weekend. So come over to portsmouthcoinshop.com. So there's a reason why I use the word dumb and ignorant in my introduction. And it's because if I'm wrong about these coins, okay, then I'm missing out on hundreds of thousands of dollars on all these unicorn coins, okay? And I quote unquote unicorn here. Unique varieties, and I mean, I just want to show you this, because if these coins were what people thought they were, then I would literally be passing up making a lot of money here. So here, let's take a look at these coins. Here's a lot of the coins that I was talking about, coins that I have had over the years and put back and found just as an example to help people. And when they come into the shop up front, I can show them that I have something just like that or similar to that, or I can post the image and put them on my website, put them in my videos like here, and explain what I see with these coins. Now, there's a couple of things that I want everyone to understand when you're looking at a coin that has a different color to it, or shapes, or, you know, it shouldn't be silver when it's, you know, a copper coin and whatever. Plated coins can sometimes have magnetism. That's normal. A steel cent or a steel planchet will stick to a magnet, and it's hard to get it off. So that's how you know if it's steel. Another thing, you have to weigh your coin. You can't just post a coin that looks different in a forum and expect people to be able to tell you what it is, because toning and plating and all that come into play, and you have to know the weight. So let's say you have a dime-sized Lincoln cent, and that weighs what a dime should weigh. Then you know it might be on a silver planchet, or stock, or struck on a silver dime planchet. But it has to weigh that weight. You can't just say, I've got a lighter or a heavier coin here, and it looks silver, so it is silver. So you have to actually weigh it, and even the diameter is important. Even the, you know, thickness is important. So little things like that. You can't just have, you know, a coin that looks different and expect everybody to be able to answer your questions. You have to go through a process. And once you do the process and you find out, hey, this is actually a dime planchet that was struck with a Lincoln cent, it's consistent with that, then you can send it off. You want to have someone look at it in hand once you get to that point. But you have to weigh it and use a magnet. You've got to do all those things before you even start thinking you have something on the incorrect planchet. Foreign planchets and things like that, you also have to know the weights. It has to weigh that weight. There is a tolerance and allowance. I'm going to take a look at that. Here's tolerances and allowances and testing of coins. It tells you what the allowances are here for coins. So we weigh coins in grams. Over on the U.S. Mint website, also you have what our modern coins are supposed to weigh, the thickness, the diameter, everything, okay? Then you have weights of the silver coins, you know, as far as, this is on NGC site. There's all kinds of information out there. This is just stuff I found really quick. But you can see the weight of a Roosevelt dime, so it's 2.5 grams. So you have a Lincoln cent that weighs 2.5 grams and it looks silver. You might have something. It doesn't mean someone didn't modify that coin or it's not fake, but you might have something. So that's how you do that. That's how you determine if you have something weird or odd or off planchet. I'm here to tell you, most people, 99% of the people that are on forums can't verify it. There's some people that are really good at it, but most of those people are so busy looking at people's coins, they're not on forums. They're not trying to help everybody that way because they know that you have to see it in hand. That's how come you send coins off for grading. That's why you send it off for verification. It's got to be looked at closer in hand by someone who's experienced and knows how to do those things. That's why I recommend Koneca. You go over there to that forum, and if you have something decent, they're going to say, hey, yeah, I'll look at your coin in hand. Everybody's busy though, because everybody thinks they have something or everybody needs something. It's amazing what's going on right now. When you have YouTube channels that are in the hundreds of thousands now, the coin channels, and they're pumping out video after video after video of all these coins that are worth money, and people are getting it confused because they're not watching the entire video. They're not paying attention to the fact that the coin's graded. I see it all the time. So let's take a look at some of these coins a little bit closer. You know, like I tell people, the devil's in the details. You most certainly need to pay attention to every little detail about a coin's weight and the tolerances and allowances, and the fact that they can be plated, and people have played with them. There's been science experiments. People can manipulate metal of the coin, and they can change the appearance of it in different ways with chemicals, with heat, and solder on coins, like I said before. So this is a perfect example of a coin that this could be plated in platinum. There are companies out there that take state quarters and dollars and modern coins. They'll plate them in gold, silver, and platinum. They will sell them in sets. They will put them in special packages to sell them for more money, because otherwise this coin here is pretty much worth, face value. It's one of the Native American series, and it's just a plated coin that's maybe someone would pay you a couple dollars because it looks kind of cool, but it definitely stands out. When you see this coin, it stands out. Then I have this 1960. At first you would think this was a steel coin or something, because it looks like it might be, but it's not. This is the deal. It's plated in zinc is what it looks like, and it doesn't stick to a magnet, and it weighs about 3.1 grams, and that's the key here. This coin itself with some plating on it might vary a little bit, but it could vary without the plating, and that's why it's important to know the tolerances and allowances. It's actually a cool plating job. Someone did a really good job on this, but it's just a plated coin. You even have replated cents, which is something you have to watch out for on the steel cents. This is a real steel cent, but it's been replated. Some people do a good job and some people don't good job. And here's another one. It's just, you can see the copper coming through on this. Most of the time they're not doing very good jobs on these. Here's another one. They have a bluish appearance too. They look really shiny. Might have some corrosion. Then here is a 1946 that's plated. And I don't know if any of you know a lot about what I call translucency, but when we were painting people, you had to realize they had vessels under their skin. So when you're painting in life painting, you had to account for that color, because it does bleed through the skin. We don't really think about it when we're looking at someone. We think of white, black, and whatever, but really you have colors that are coming through because of the light, that can actually penetrate your skin. So you can see that this here, the way it looks on the video, you can see some of the copper underneath it. It's actually a little translucent. I have an Indian cent here, and most people, after you talk to them and you weigh it, they'll understand this is just plated. And there are some things out there though that just confound people to the point where they don't believe you, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Here's an encased cent that's plated. You can see the encasement around it. That's not from the U.S. Mint. The U.S. Mint plated steel cents in 1943, and they plated copper cents. Basically, they're not copper. They're actually copper-plated zinc cents now. And that's it. They don't plate other coins. They don't put holograms on them or anything like that. That's not how they do it. I have another one here. This is what appears to be a copper dime. Okay, well, it's not. Someone removed the outer layer of cladding on it, and it's just a damaged coin. And people play with these. There's a lot of damage around the rim where it was pried off. You can see different areas on it. It's very difficult and very rare to find, and almost non-existent, both sides not having the clad layer. So pretty much when you see two sides without it, you probably need to take someone in hand, let them look at it, because it's probably going to be modified. One side, that's one thing. Another thing, I see people, black beauties. Improperly annealed planchets. This coin looks like it could be. It's got potential. I don't think it is. I think this coin here was subjected to something. It may be a little bit, but really, unless you send it off for grading and they attribute it as a black beauty or improperly annealed planchet, you're not going to get anything out of it. It's not going to matter. So it really needs to be verified, and people really can't tell you in images. Images are not good enough to attribute mint errors for the most part, and not when they come to this kind. because you're looking at different colors, you're looking at an image. Here's a cent that has actual artificial colors. Somehow it was either cleaned in the past probably, and it'll retone like this. It could have been in an album or against paper. That will cause this to happen. Then we have, I see this a lot. This was in the ground. Both of them were in the ground. That's why they turned red. The nickel turns a little red in these. And this has nickel, copper nickel, so it has that. So these aren't on incorrect planchets. They might weigh a little different because they've worn and they've got some corrosion, but this is basically corrosion from the environment. These two coins were found in the ground, I know for a fact. Also, these two were found in the ground because I find stuff in the ground too. I do a little bit of metal detecting myself, and I know what they look like. Anybody that metal detects has seen coins like this, and they're not on incorrect planchets. They're not mint errors or anything. They're just corroded coins. Here's a more modern coin. You think, man, this coin here, how is it, as new as it is, how does it look like this? Because it's in the ground. Some coins just go through more, some coins have a rougher life than other coins. That's just the way it is. Then we have some gold-plated cents here, 1959, see the back, and a dime. You know, you just see this stuff all the time. You'll see them in packages being sold by private companies that call themselves some type of mint when they're not really a mint. As far as that's concerned, they're not the U.S. Mint. Here's 3 coins. Now, these here I found just recently, and I wanted to share them with you because they look gold in color and they're just toned. And the reason why they are is because I found them in a collection and they were in this envelope right here. Envelopes like this have chemicals. I do not recommend putting coins in these because they have chemicals that will react to coins, that will tone them up and make them look like this. So you don't want to put coins in those kind of holders. Then I have the hard part. This is the difficult part for people. They see coins like this and they see shapes and they don't realize that it's just toning. This is the stuff that you might find inside your cup holder in your car after a long hot summer. I mean, I can see shapes in these, and this is where pareidolia comes into effect. People think that's an insulting term or something, but it's not. Okay, everybody has it. You can look at this coin and you can see shapes in it, but it's normal. It's not anything special. It's just a coin that has toning from liquid. And these were basically in a paper roll that was saturated and dried up, and then the coins obtained some toning. And like I said, these paper wrappers and all, they have chemicals, but people are going to look at these coins and they're literally going to see shapes. They're going to think that there's other people on it, or it's an upside down Lincoln, there's a gun on it. I mean, I know that that's just how people look, but you got to realize that the minting process is well known. What can happen and what can't happen. And there are things that happen, like something struck through a nail or crazy things like that. But they're not putting little things on the die. These are not designs on the coin. They're toning and staining on the coins and chemical reactions to heat and moisture and other chemicals. That's what you're seeing. And often people will see this and the coin gets worn down. I think, well, it had to come from the mint like that because look how natural it looks. Well, wear can cause corrosion and damage and chemical reactions to look a little more natural. But you have to realize the coin went through, you know, a lot in its life, or it was exposed to a lot and caused the chemical or caused the alloy to react. So I hope this helped everyone to understand what different color coins look like and what they are and what it means and where to find out different weights on coins. So thanks for watching my latest video. Please hit the sub button and also hit the bell so you get all the notifications, and have a great day.